Hello, Capricorns. Hello, Capricorns, my brothers and sisters. This is Capricorntigress, Adrian Igo of Astrology, a look inside. Coming to you with your astrological reading for the month of December. December 2018. Happy birthday to most of you Cappies and many of you Cappies. I'm a January Cappy myself, but I wanted to wish you guys happy holidays, happy birthday, happy Capricorn time, well, after the 21st. And let me get into this and start talking about our month, okay? Because I'm a Capricorn with Capricorn rising, and so I wanted to do this for myself as well as you. Because for me, anyway, I felt like I was in a daze most of November. And, you know, my husband left me suddenly at the end of October, and I felt my life changing. The funny thing is, I feel like the change is going toward the good, if that makes sense. At first, I was a little resistant, but then I remember Uranus just moved from, it's retrograding. And I also remember that Pluto's in our first house, Caps, and so is Saturn. And, you know, the thing about Pluto, and having Pluto in Capricorn right now, and in general, Pluto tends to destroy wherever it goes. I mean, it's the great destroyer and rebuilder. It is. And, you know, I'm into numerology, and the one thing I always knew was that my husband was a 1. 1s are great starters. They start great, but they're not great finishers. And it was always a concern. Me, of course, I'm a 7, very spiritual. So the thing I wanted to say, though, was about Pluto. Pluto in our first house. Pluto is there to rebuild us. And, you know, it's been working on us for quite some time. It really depends on where it falls in your chart. For me, it was smack dab, it's conjunct my ascendant, even right now, by about a degree. I mean, it all happened on Pluto and my ascendant. This was no mistake. It's no mistake. Saturn is also in Capricorn. And Saturn, of course, a great taskmaster, but also it teaches us lessons. That's what it's here to do. It teaches us lessons. In my case, Saturn made a conjunction to my sun. And for many of you Caps, you're going to start feeling this conjunction to your sun, because it's at, I believe, 6 degrees of Cap now. So it's starting to get like into the middle, and you know, soon it'll be out of the first decanty and going into the second decanty. It's going to start affecting a lot of people. And remember, with Saturn, it's a 10-degree orb, especially for you Caps. 10-degree orb. Do not let any astrologer say, oh no, 5, 6 degrees. Not with Saturn. That is our ruler. That is our ruler. Wow. I'll tell you, when Saturn got within a degree of my, like within 10 degrees, I guess it was like at 9 degrees and 40 seconds. It's when my husband told me he didn't love me and didn't, you know, that was it. That's, Saturn ain't no joke. Now, I can tell you I have been bitchy to my husband, and I can tell you that my husband have been horrifying to me. And if I'm honest, I had prayed for what happened. Well, not that it would happen that way, but that I could somehow find happiness and joy again. And that's why I've been talking about this whole thing. Okay, so Saturn is an amazing thing, because Saturn is a taskmaster. Saturn gives us what we are just desserts. It gives us what we deserve, right? And I can say, even one of my parting words to my husband is, I deserve better. That's one of the code words, or one of the paraphrases for Capricorns. I deserve better. Don't show a goat. I deserve better. That's Capricorn. I felt it. Not in a bad way about him, but just in general, about life, in life in general. I'm sure a lot of you Caps are feeling this. I deserve better. Say it with me, damn it. I deserve better. I deserve better. I deserve better. I deserve better. You deserve better. You deserve better. Whatever you are going through, oh Lord, don't have me preaching. If there is anywhere, anything in your life that has to be cleared away and removed, Lord, this is the month you're going to do it. This is the month you're going to clear it all away. If you didn't clear it away at the end of October or somewhere in November, you're going to do it now. And the reason for that is that we're going to have the Sun and Jupiter and Mercury and, well, yeah, at one point I think Venus is getting close to it even. We've got everything going on in that 12th house. Everything. The 12th house is everything for us up until the 21st when the Sun moves into Cap. Everything's going to start moving into Cap. I mean, it's only going to go up from here. What I am going to look at this time period as, this is a time of some deep inner reflection for a lot of us. This is a homecoming for a lot of us. Like what you reap, you shall sow type of situation. And I think we all need to be aware of that. I see for myself, there's so much I have not been doing. I let so much slide, not just in my physical self, you know, not in my, like, just in my home that I can see, but when I go and I was looking at like the 1,000 or so, maybe 2,000 emails I had to go through. It was closer to 3,000 emails. Well, when you realize that you've let it get to that point where you go and you look and there's 3,000 emails, right? 3,000 emails. You know you're not doing your job right. But here's the amazing thing, and I posted about this on Facebook. I'm like in the corner, right? Licking my wounds, or at least keeping myself busy and away from the ugliness of being left in the cold by your husband. And I somehow had this spiritual experience. My dead mother came and spoke to me and put her arms around me. And I feel like I hit a new spiritual place within myself where I can forgive him. He's forgiven. He's forgiven. No tears. He's forgiven. He's in his own place. He's got things that he needs to work on. But I know we, Caps, we got other things to deal with. Right now, you know, it's just a very serious time for us. Pluto and Saturn in the first house, that is time for us to really take a good, cold look at ourselves. I mean, know ourselves. Be ourselves. Express ourselves. Feel our power. Oh my gosh, for all month I've been into the powerful woman, the strong woman, the empowered woman, because it's time. I can feel it in me, and I know a lot of you Caps can feel it in you. You can feel that power. That is the power of having our ruler on our sun, or at least in our solar first house. It's home. Saturn's home, and it's like 6 degrees in already. So it's starting to build up its power, right? And that means we're building up our power. We're building up our power because we know we deserve better. And I will never regret saying I deserve better to that man, because you know what? I deserve better, and so do you. And if you have earned it, because it's all about what you earned now, it's reaping time. It's not about sowing anymore. Pluto is in the first house. Saturn's home now. We're reaping. We've already sown. Okay? But I know in my heart, yeah, I'm lazy and I procrastinate and I probably have $1 million of ideas and leads on the table. Let me tell you the miracle. The miracle, and I'm just going to say this, I think, was just the end result of me personally having Jupiter up in the 10th, and now it went into the 11th house in my chart. For many Caps, it's now going into like it's in the solar 12th house, because Jupiter has moved from Scorpio into Sagittarius. And so now it's doing stuff behind the scenes, right? So as I'm going through these tears and I'm strong now, and all my little strong woman memes and fending off the men, that's another thing, and I'll get to that. The men. Oh my gosh. What happened? I don't understand it, but I guess this wasn't a very attractive time for many of us Caps, and I'm sure a lot of you women know what I'm talking about, and you men probably. It's like they're coming out the woodwork for us, right? Anyway, so it's craziness. So, but the thing is, I felt like I needed to have something better, and it is time. You're going to feel that too, I'm sure. Because Pluto and Saturn are really, Pluto's smack dab in Capricorn. I mean, almost all of you Caps have to have felt it by now. You've either already had like this life epiphany where you stood up for yourself and you went and did your, whatever was best for you, or, you're having that now. I mean, or you're about to have it soon. Because the thing about Pluto is it's going to go direct and then retrograde and go direct and then retrograde and then go direct. It's going to F with us until we get the lesson. Whatever that lesson is, and it's going to be the solar first house for some of you. I don't know what house, because this is a general reading, right? But for me, it's right smack in the first house. Got Capricorn rising with Aquarius in there, and so I'm going to be dealing with Pisces in my first house for maybe the rest of my life. We're talking 40 some years more here. Yeah, definitely the rest of my life. So for me to say I could hide my power, even for a marriage, even for anyone that I love more than life, how could I do that? Pluto was telling me, no, there is something greater for you, whatever that is. That's your path, even if it's to be alone, is to go to your power. You cannot not be in your power, okay? With Pluto in our solar first house, this is not the time to give your power away. I pray no one is giving their power away, because that is your solar first house. This is the time for Capricorn empowerment. And Saturn is in our first house now. It is teaching us the lessons. We are learning the lessons. We may become teachers. I think that's why I'm compelled to do what I'm doing right now. I mean, it's that time. Okay, now with the Sun in Sag and Jupiter in Sag and Mercury in Sag, and like Mercury is going to be retrograding from Scorpio into Sag, or from Sag into Scorpio, or whatever. It's flipped, Mercury's retrograde. So, but it's going to go direct on the 6th, and it's going to head into our 12th house of Sagittarius. And that just means we're going to be thinking a lot behind the scenes. We're going to be doing a lot behind the scenes. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I would not suggest anyone do anything sneaky. Sneakiness will probably be exposed as soon as the sun gets on the ascendant. So why even do it? You know, but it's a lot going on. Try not to drink too much. Try not to get high and stoned too much. Stay away from drugs, y'all. Stay away from addictions like having sex with multiple partners and just stuff that when you wake up in the morning, you're like, why did I do that? Right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Because remember, what's going on? We're growing in power. Remember, even with all that stuff in the 12th house, that's just power behind the throne. That's power behind the throne. That's hidden power. Even before it hits our first house, those planets, that's all power behind the throne. Don't forget, next year Jupiter goes into our first house. Okay? So this is our time of power. Just remember that. One of the other things I am seeing, of course, is there's a great deal of emphasis in the communications house, down in the third house. Look at me just sitting here running my mouth and talking. That's Pisces down in our solar third house. And we've also got Neptune there, and Neptune's gone direct, and so we're probably thinking more clearly than we've thought in a long time. And it feels good. I feel like I'm talking with some amount of sense even right now. But it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. And you know, at the end of the month of December, Mars is going to move into Aries at the very last day on the 31st. Isn't that something? The only thing I can say with that, with Uranus retrograded into Aries, and now Mars in that early degrees of Aries, and it's going to be New Year's Eve. Oh, everybody, please be careful of accidents and, you know, driving while drunk and stuff like that. Don't do that, man. Yeah. Don't, just avoid that. Okay. Let me take a sip, and then I'm going to go ahead and read the aspects for you guys. And let's see what's going to directly affect you and me. I'm cooking some, what is it, cornito pork, cornito. Oh, it smells so good. I haven't eaten all day, and it's just been a nightmare. Now, you know what, well, yeah, no, that's probably just my problem. I've got Cancer in the 6th house. I don't know if anyone else has that configuration in their chart. And of course, Cancer opposes Capricorn. I've got like a combination of Gemini and Cancer in the 6th house. So now, you know, Cancer rules the stomach, right? Right. It also is like basically the ruler of food. And I do have my moon in Taurus, which is definitely the other ruler of food, greediness and food and stuff like that. Well, anyway, in my case, you know, with Cancer opposing my sun, it's my 6th house, it's opposing Capricorn. I have developed this amazingly strange illness. I have stopped being able to eat certain foods, and it was so bad in October, which of course, you know, that would have been squaring my Capricorn ascendant, right? My physical body. That my body went into like muscle spasms, like seizing muscle spasms. And it was major. It was a major thing. But we determined that it was most likely because I had already started tracking it, because that's the thing you got to do when you think it's an allergy, is to start tracking things. And I had already suspected that I was having issues with wheat and also milk. I would throw up with the milk or cheese, and I would get these muscle cramps, spasms with bread or anything. And it got to the point where literally anything I ate with wheat or with any kind of wheat in it sends me into severe cramps. So the point I'm trying to make is that Cancer rules the stomach and food, and Gemini rules that nervousness around eating and food. And it's that weird thing. I used to be 500 pounds, and I can tell as I wear my clothes that every day, every single day, I'm probably losing a pound a day now. What are you going to do? It's just one of those issues. And I can, I'm wondering if any other Capricorns have had any stomach issues or inability or problems with food, or like getting things like they need gluten-free or something of that nature. Just be aware of that, because now that the North Node is in Cancer, it can start affecting some Caps, especially those born in the late degrees of Cap, because it's going to be opposing you Caps. I can say, and I mentioned it last month, that when the North Node hit 29 degrees of Cancer, I have the North Node at 29 degrees of Cancer in my chart. And when it happened, that's the day my husband walked out. So pay attention to the North Node. That ain't no joke, okay? That is for real. And by the way, my North Node was in the 7th house. So it's almost karmic. But it does mean that I have a greater love, I think, coming. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I just want to be happy. So let's start with December 1st. On December 1st, Mercury enters Scorpio, because don't forget, I believe it was still retrograde on the 1st. I know it's still retrograde right now. Let me see, what day does that go direct? Yeah, it's still retrograde. It is retrograde. I am so sorry. I bit my lip, you guys. So Mercury is in Scorpio on the 1st. And it is, it's still retrograde. Okay, but it is one of those, maybe there's going to be a day of serious situations. That's what it's saying to me. And in this case, that's the area that would be in our 11th, or solar 11th house anyway. It would rule things like our friends and groups and associates and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and YouTube. And, we may need to be careful about what we're saying, like on social media and stuff like that day, because that's how it's going to come in and affect us. Or we might find out that friends have said something, or we might say something that a friend might not appreciate. But this is one of those days where it's like, it could be like, I don't know, something like, well, if you can't do this for me, then it's over then. Like, if you can't come to my birthday party, then I don't want to be your friend. Like, why are you going to give up the entire friendship because the child can't come to your birthday party? You see what I'm saying? That's kind of thing. So be aware of that. You don't want to give up a friend because of something that's happening just that day. So I hope you are aware that your conversations might get weird like that. With Mercury retrograde in our 11th house, in Scorpio, all do or die, black or white, it can get ugly. Our friends might not even like us after that. Be like, girl, I ain't talking to you for a while. Just be aware. It could happen. On the 2nd of December, Sun is square Mars. And here it's saying mad at the world. What in the world? Well, I can say this, okay? I can see where we're going to be mad. I know where I'm going to be mad at the world for a while. I think that's one of the things that really pushes me. I just realized I never got to the ending of the story I was trying to tell. I'm just going to say it right now and stop and just say it right now. With Saturn and Pluto in the 1st house, with all the horribleness that was going on, when I opened up my email, I had found that I had 7,000 new subscribers to another business, not even my astrology business, a business I've been avoiding. And that's why I said we need to do a full estimate and reevaluation of our lives, Cap, and make sure we look over what we've been not paying attention to, and start taking advantage. It's our time, it's our power. So I just wanted to say that. For some reason, realized I never got to the end of the story. Anyway, on the 2nd, the sun is square Mars, and it says that, it's a day that we could be mad at the world. The sun is going to be in that 12th house, and that means we could be sitting in our dark corner somewhere ruminating over something bad that happened to us, like me sitting around talking about my ex on the 1st. I don't think I will be doing that after I don't know how long it'll be, but I think I'm trying to remove that from all speech. And so it may be, you might just be sitting and getting yourself together subconsciously, psychologically, in your privacy, because that's the 12th that's hidden. Whatever's going on is hidden. And it may be something that you are working out, on your own. After, oh Lord, no. Child, no. My security system tried to restart, and I'm right in the middle of doing this. Don't do that, Lord. Anyway, I'm just saying, there's going to be a great deal of emphasis in the 12th house. And with the sun in the 12th house, and Mars is squared it from the 3rd house of communication, just be careful what you say, And someone might say something to you. Mars is in the 3rd house. I mean, some kind of anger could be possible that day. And also with Mars there and Neptune there, just be careful there's no accidents when Mars is sitting around in the 3rd house. Like you driving around somewhere and, have a little banger, a little dinger. But yeah, it's just one of those days. It might just be one of those months. But whatever it is, this day might not be a great day. So the 2nd December, just be careful. Just don't get in arguments with people. On the 5th of December, the sun is square Neptune, and the sun, of course, is in Sag again, and Neptune is down in that 3rd house again. So here we go. That square is going to affect us probably all month. Sadness. Just feeling like all our dreams gone down the tubes. We lost all our hopes and dreams. They're saying to relax and recover. Well, we need to just relax and recover all month, right? All that 12th house emphasis. I guess there's many of us Caps that are facing our defeats this month, licking our wounds. There's one book, I forget which book it was. It might be Grant Louis, Heaven Can Wait, or something like that. But there is one line in there. It's like, and you, what is it? It's like, and you, when something bad does occur, or when my luck does run out, you sit in your tent like what is it? You lick your wounds like Achilles sitting in his tent, licking his wounds, or something to that effect. I'm like, what a great line. It's never left my mind. Like, sitting in my tent, licking my wounds. I've been sitting in my house, hiding away from life for ages. But I can tell you, with Pluto and Saturn in my 1st house, I don't think that's going to be the case much longer. Given the opportunity, I might go out and do anything. I mean, I feel like it's my time to expand. But this day is not going to be that day. Not for me and not for many of you Caps, because it's going to be a weekday for a lot of us. And again, it's going to be a weekday for communication with the sun in the 12th and the Neptune in the 3rd, and we're square and it's ugly and nobody understands what we're saying, and we may not even understand what we're saying, and everything we say is probably rubbing people the wrong way, and hidden enemies are coming at us. And oh, by the way, with all that 12th house emphasis in the North Node and the solar 7th, enemies abound. Enemies are everywhere. Oh my goodness. Especially in December. Many hidden enemies. Don't, just be aware. Watch what you say. Don't give out all your secrets to nobody. Hell, I wouldn't tell nobody nothing. No. Not when Venus and Mercury are going between Scorpio and Sag and retrograding and going direct. It's all mushed up around the 11th house and 12th house. enemies, friends, communication, ugly. And this day on the 5th is one of those days when it could all come out, whatever it is. Now on the 6th, there's going to be a new moon. Even on the 6th, the new moon is going to be in Sagittarius. And that, again, is that solar 12th house. This ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. Now, Mercury does go direct in Scorpio. That's our solar 11th house. So at least once Mercury goes direct, we might be able to communicate with our friends and think clearly again. Maybe our friends will start talking to us again. Like, I don't know if anyone stopped talking to us, but at least we'll be able to communicate to our friends again. And they'll be able to understand us, and we'll be able to understand them. And hopefully it'll be the end of the miscommunications. At least it'll, we might be able to work it out. So anyway, thank God. I almost feel like I wish I had a horn or something to, like, when something major like that happens, like, party over here. It's just going to be a good day. Now, also that same day, Mars is going to be conjunct Neptune in the 3rd house. Now, it's in Pisces, right? Pisces don't like me. They always vote me down. But it's because I always tell it like it is when it comes to Pisces. I'm sorry. Why am I going to lie? I'm not lying. And I'm going to tell you like it is about Pisces in your 3rd house right now. Do not drive while drunk. Do not drive while under the influence of any type of drug or weed. Okay? Don't argue while you're driving. Okay? Don't take any pills while you're driving. Make sure the kids are buckled up. Watch the streets when you're getting the bus. Saturn's in our 1st house. And this day, Mars is conjunct Neptune in our solar 3rd. It is in a sextile position, so it should really be actually positive. And it could be a day of good communications for us, Caps, where we're able to communicate with our family, like our relatives, aunts and uncles and cousins and brothers and sisters and all that stuff. And also neighbors, people in our neighborhood. Like I say, be careful with the driving, but it should be okay. But be cautious of that when Mars is conjunct Neptune, because that's the area that it's in, and communication. And Mars has a tendency to just add fire to everything. And Neptune's water, and water and fire don't like each other. So just, be aware of this. Be aware of this. You might have this big old idea, because Mars is going to come and breathe some crazy fire into some dream that is really a dream. Or someone might feed you that dream, but be aware it's just a big illusion. It's a big old dream. It's not real. Okay, that's the 6th. Make sure you avoid that. Okay. On the 8th, Chiron goes direct. Oh, thank goodness. And Chiron, I tell you, everything has been sitting in our 3rd or 12th house. And this time, Chiron has also been in Pisces. Thank goodness it's going direct. So it's saying whatever pain you have, let it go. It's over. Let go of your pain. Let go of your pain. Oh, that's it. Bringing out the magic amethyst. Let go of her pain. Caps, if you need that, somebody needs to let go of their pain. I know I do. Just letting it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of your pain. We're lucky it's sextile, most of us, Caps. So we're going to have that ability to let go of that pain. And we're going to have the ability to communicate about that pain. We're just going to be able to express that pain. And it's like no matter how much things hurt, you could pick yourself up, try again. It's all getting better. I've been saying that. It's all going to get better from here. We're dealing with all this 12th house emphasis, but where do these planets go after the 12th house? We're ending this cycle, and we're going to begin a new and beautiful and bright, happy, shiny cycle. And we had to get rid of the darkness so we could move into the light. and all the lightness will be coming. And when Chiron goes direct, that is going to be our first step towards moving toward a lighter, brighter future. Now that's on the 8th. On the 12th, Mercury enters Sagittarius. So Mercury goes from that 11th house emphasis into that 12th house. As I told you, it was going to be there, and this is on the 12th. So now we've got the Sun and Jupiter, and now Mercury in that 12th house. And there's a lot of emphasis in that 12th house this month. And it's, again, it might make us want to think and do more than we can actually do. Don't get your hopes up too high. I know you have big dreams, but plan them for later. I don't believe that the dreams that you're planning are going to come into any fruition this month, at least not now. What? I think I must have left my notebook on and it ran out of energy. Okay. I didn't even realize that. So anyway, just remember that, okay? Because it's a lot of emphasis in the 12th, and the 12th house can be dark. You know, it might feel like a time of darkness for some Caps. And until the 21st, when the Sun goes into Capricorn, it might really be a month of darkness. Be aware of it, but, you know, don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of it. Use it for your benefit, because it's a great time for meditation. It's a great time for us to get in tune with ourselves. You know, on the 15th, the Sun in Sagittarius is going to be square. Now there's going to be a moon in Pisces. More 12th to 3rd house emphasis again. 12th and 3rd house must be it's like everything this month. So now there's going to be a square because the moon's going to be in Pisces. And it could prove to be really bad arguments. Not simply because it's a square, but because we're talking about the communication house in the 12th house. Please, with Sagittarius, you'll always like to be right. Please. Whatever you do, if someone baits you and tries to sea lion you into some conversation, just walk away. Walk away. We are dealing with Pisces and Sag and Neptune and moons and 12th house. All kind of craziness is possible. So just watch the craziness. Just know if you got some magic idea, it's probably part of the craziness. If someone's arguing with you, it's part of the craziness. If you get into some unexpected like debate, it's part of the craziness. Just mind your own business. Harm none, harm none. On the 20th, the Sun is trine Uranus. And you know, I would normally say, oh, this is a great thing, right? But I don't think that. And I especially don't think that for us Caps. And I'll tell you why. Because first of all, the Sun is in the 12th, the same damn house I've been talking about all month and how horrifying it is. It's making all kind of aspects. But this Uranus is down in the solar 4th house of endings, and it's in Aries retrograding. Uranus is in Aries retrograding in our solar 4th. I don't personally want it to be an aspect to anything, but at least it's trine. You know, but it's trine from our 12th. Okay, so just remember, 12th house, 4th house, that could mean family. You know, the 12th house rules like your grandmother's side of the family, I believe. Elderly, also rule elderly people. And the 4th house, of course, is family. Could be that you were doing something with your family. That is one way it can manifest, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of ways the 12th house and 4th house can manifest. But I could see that being one possibility. There's quite a bit going on in that 12th house, though. So I'm hoping that it's not one, you know, I don't know. Whatever it is, they say it's a good day to take a chance. So if you feel like you really want to take a chance that day, just, you know, you can, but not too much. It's definitely down low in your chart, Caps. You know, there's no big chances we should be taking at this particular time with the planets down low in our chart. Yeah, we got power, but that's around our first house. But with all this stuff going on in our 12th house, this is just not the month for us personally to take any big chances, okay? All right. Now, on the 21st, the sun does finally enter Capricorn. Ah! I feel like I can breathe again. I can feel the weight lifted just talking about it. So the winter solstice is here. It's time to get down to business. We got the sun in our first house. It's all about us now. We got the power that I was talking about earlier with Pluto. We got Saturn, our ruler, sitting there saying, hey, we're queen, king. I'm a queen. I'm a king. I'm a diva. I am a goddess. Right? And now we got the sun. The sun now shining upon our first house too. I would say from the 21st of December onward into the, until things switch over in January, it is our time to roll and take advantage of every opportunity, especially in business, especially when it comes to improving your life, improving yourself, your physical body. This is the way I'm looking at everything. December, before the 21st, we're working on our mental health. Our mental health. Okay. After the 21st, we're working on our physical health. Our actual physical health. And if you look at that and treat it that way, you'll be able to take advantage of all of it. Now, on the 21st, Venus is also trine Neptune. And Venus is up in Scorpio. That's the 11th house. And Neptune is in the 3rd house. So, that's actually positive communication between our friends, because it's a trine. So hopefully we should get lots of love from our friends, and be a good day to go on social media and say hi to everyone and blow kisses and all that kind of stuff. One of those kind of days. On the 25th, by the way, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. On the 25th, the moon is in Leo, and it is a really happy place for it to be. It's very happy on Christmas Day. And Sagittarius, Jupiter in Sagittarius is trine the moon in Leo that day. It's a beautiful, very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. Now, here's a funny thing, right? We got that moon in Leo, and that's our 8th house, and we got that Jupiter that's in Sag in our 12th. So, maybe we'll get some money, some things that we hope to get that day. Hopefully our dreams and wishes will come true. Either way, just make it a very happy day and enjoy the holidays. On the 29th, the moon is in Libra. And that just indicates balance in all relationships of all kinds. But that same day, the sun is in Capricorn, our sun, right? And it's square that moon in Libra. And so there's going to be some friction, and there's going to be some tension, and there's probably going to be some stress and arguments and fighting maybe, and just problems in your relationships. Please be aware this could happen. Libra is the natural ruler of relationships and enemies and partners. So please be aware of this, because it's squaring us that day. And our, the sun's in Capricorn, so it's highlighted. And the moon's in Libra square, and it's highlighted. So that's not a good day. But if you thought that was the worst of it, hold on now. On the 31st, the end of the month is going to go out with a big bang when Mars enters Aries. Mars comes home to Aries on the 31st of December, which gives it lots of drive and energy. But guess what? It's going to be squared our Capricorn sun, and that moon in Libra that was there. Hopefully it's in Pisces, so it won't be too bad today. Anyway, no. That moon should be went from Libra to Scorpio. So it should be fine. By the 31st, it'll be in Scorpio. So it should be fine. Anyway, that's how I'm going to end the month, or end this monthly reading that I've done for us wonderful, glorious Capricorns. I love you, Cappies. You are so wonderful. Don't let anyone tell you any different, because you know you're glorious. And it's going to be our month by the end of the month. We've got stuff coming. Take your power back. Okay? Plan it. And after the 21st, come out of your shell. Stop hiding in your tent. And take back your power. Okay? All right. Much love and much light to every single Cappy out there. Namaste.